After a big road win and a week off, the Tampa Bay Rowdies are back tonight at Lang Stadium. NASL newcomers Rayo OKC are here as the Rowdies kick off the second half of the spring season. It's the Rowdies versus Rayo OKC tonight in St. Petersburg, and your Rowdies pregame show starts right now.
It's a beautiful night in downtown St. Petersburg as we get ready for the Rowdies taking on Rayo OKC. Some fans signing up to win a guitar from the Hard Rock, hoping to get lucky on this beautiful night in St. Petersburg. Hi everyone, I'm Heather Donnelly, live on the Bright House Sports Network with your Rowdies pregame show. We're here getting you all set as the Rowdies host Rayo OKC tonight at Lang Stadium. I'm joined here at the desk by color commentator Lee Godfrey, and play-by-play announcer Mike Pepper will join us a little bit later in the show. Lee, can you believe we're already past the halfway point of the season?
It's unbelievable how fast the spring season goes by, and there is absolutely no chance that you can have a bad game here or there and fall behind. You have to stay with the first place teams, and they had the bye week, and then 2 weeks ago they got their first win on the road, if you can believe it, since the first game of last season. So a huge 3 points on the road, and the Rowdies go back to work tonight.
Yeah, let's take a look at the NASL standings for Week 7 of the spring season.
The Rowdies currently sitting in 6th spot right now, and but they do have a very important game in hand, and if they take advantage of that, they will be right up there with the league leaders in Carolina and the New York Cosmos.
Well, now let's get to the big Rowdies news from the past week, the signing and arrival of three-time English Premier League champion Joe Cole.
Yeah, what an amazing signing this is. This is possibly the biggest signing of the new NASL era in Joe Cole, number 26, as we saw Wednesday at the press conference, him signing a 3-time champion with Chelsea in the English Premier League, started his career at West Ham United, 3 FA Cups, 2 World Cups, over 50 times playing for England, so he's going to be a massive addition for the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Yeah, and this won't be your first time seeing him play in person, Lee.
Yeah, this is only 6 weeks after his first game with West Ham United, all the way back in 1999 when he was just a 17-year-old. That's a good friend of mine, Canadian international keeper and former West Ham keeper Craig Forrest. All the way back in April the 2nd, he made his debut. Joe Cole did in January of 1999. So it's just, who would have thought that 17 years later that I'd be here with the Rowdies and he'd be here too, and I'd be covering him. So it's come full circle.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Joe Cole arrived in St. Petersburg this week and was welcomed by fans and media at a press conference on Wednesday at the Mahaffey Theater. Here's a look at his introduction to the Rowdies family.
Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from London, England, please welcome Joe Cole. Give it up. Welcome to the Rowdies, my friend. Welcome. Yep. All right? Yeah.
I wanted a player who I believe could come in and affect the game of soccer on the pitch, and I believe Joe can still do that.
It's an honour to be here. I'm really excited to get started. It's important we continue to do the good work that everyone's been doing, and like I said, the aim is to win championships, and that's the plan.
The thing that impressed me most when I met him and spoke to him was his desire to continue playing soccer, his desire to go on and continue to win trophies and be successful. That was a big thing that really struck a chord with me the first couple of times I spoke to him. He'll be a really good fit for us. He'll strengthen the team, he'll strengthen the squad, and then we'll go on and win more games.
You know, it was stunning, like the beaches, and our friend, always when I come to America, how friendly the people are, but everyone was so friendly and made me feel welcome. I speak to a lot of Brits out here that come here and love it and stay, so yeah, and we're excited as a family as well.
Now let's go down to play-by-play announcer Mike Pepper, who's standing by with Rowdies head coach Stuart Campbell. Mike?
Thanks, Heather. Yes, here with Stuart Campbell. And, Coach, the bye week was there. But first, let me ask you about Rayo OKC, an expansion team coming down. They've done pretty well in the state of Florida so far, having 2 wins.
Yeah, they have. I said they've been very strong on the road, so we're going to have to be at our very best tonight to go out and get a good result.
And, of course, as I've alluded to, you're coming off a week where you did have the bye. You got the win against Fort Lauderdale. How do you try to keep that momentum going?
Yeah, as you said, it would have been nice to have had a game last week. Obviously, when you win, you want to keep the momentum going. But the way the league results went last week, it was a pretty good week for us without playing. So, yeah, we're looking to start the game at a fast pace, get Rayo on the back foot and go and create and go and score some goals.
And, of course, it was a good week on the field, on the other fields in the NASL, but it was also a good week here. As you got a new toy, Joe Cole, we can expect to see him tonight. And what do you hope he brings here to the squad, not just tonight?
Yeah, as you said, it was a real good week in signing Joe. I've said before, it didn't take a week to sign him. It took a lot longer than that. It was a lot of hard work by a lot of people behind the scenes at the Rowdies organisation, so they deserve a great deal of credit. And regarding Joe, we want him to go tonight for as long as he can. Obviously, it's been a hectic week for him arriving in the US on Tuesday with a jet lag, with the weather and everything, but he's determined to play tonight. I was determined for him to play, so I want him to go out there and influence the game the way I know that he can.
Coach, best of luck here tonight, and we'll see you out in the field.
Thank you.
That's head coach Stuart Campbell. Back to you, Lee and Heather.
Thanks, Mike. Well, Stuart Campbell there talking about the bye week and how that might affect his team. How do you think that could affect the Rowdies, just coming off a big win against the Strikers, but then having 2 weeks to prepare for this game?
Yeah, normally I think it would be a cause for concern, but I do think because of that week and what happened this week off the pitch with the signing of Joe Cole, that I think that all the players are up for this game. With a player like him coming in, it does bring everybody up. It raises the bar a little bit higher, and they're going to want to be able to produce and show what they have and try to not only impress the fans here tonight, but to impress Joe Cole. It's a big move for him to be able to come over, lift his family up, and do the whole move across the ocean, and he doesn't want to regret it. So I think that Stuart Campbell can impression that into his players, and I think it's going to be a big game for them tonight, and they got to stay up with those teams top of the table as well.
Absolutely. Well, we have to take our first break, but when we come back, we'll have highlights from the Rowdies' last game, a big 1-0 win in Fort Lauderdale. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Rowdies pregame show on Bright House Sports Network.
At St. Anthony's, we're not just a hospital.
We're St. Pete's newest emergency center with all private rooms for your comfort.
We are a comprehensive breast center, giving you care and compassion when you need it most.
We're your neighborhood family physician, and we're here to take care of you.
We're a healthcare team striving to make your visit easy and comfortable.
At St. Anthony's, we're your connection to exceptional care.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1 million megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
Players making their way into the stadium earlier this evening, signing some autographs for some fans outside. There's Georgie Kristoff, making the day of some lucky Rowdies fans. Welcome back to your Rowdies pregame show on the Bright House Sports Network. We're here getting you all set for tonight's match as the Rowdies host one of the NASL's new teams for 2016, Rayo OKC. Last week, the Rowdies were on a bye, but the weekend before, they traveled down to Fort Lauderdale for a Coastal Cup rivalry match with the Strikers. Mike Pepper joins us now from the broadcast booth with all the highlights from that game. Mike?
Thanks, Heather. Yeah, it was a couple weeks, and the Rowdies would come off a loss here against Carolina. Really needed to get a victory. Hadn't won, as Lee pointed out, in over a year on the road. And let's get straight to the highlights as PC breaks through early on. His cross, though, headed away by Zach Portillas. PC, one of those young stars for the Strikers, got a nice ball in, but Zach was there to head it away. Michael Nanchoff with a nice cross in to Tommy Heineman. Ball's free, but the Strikers' defense able to shut it down prior to Heineman really getting a good shot off. You can see he's able to go ahead and get a little bit on it, but it is blocked. And then before they're able to clear it away. Into the 45th minute now, and Eric Avila called for the handball in the box. You can see it comes off. Maicon Santos was there, and it's Maicon Santos, former Rowdy, who takes the penalty. He goes to Pickens' left. Pickens goes right, but it's off the post and wide, and the score remains scoreless at the half. Into the second half, Georgi Ristov with some nice moves. He gets into the box, not much on the shot as it rolls into the hands of the goalkeeper. And in the 60th minute, Michael Nanchoff again crosses to Tom Heineman. The ball deflects off the foot. Heineman lunges for it, cannot quite get there, misses the header. Then Eric Avila. The ball into the box. Neil Collins heads it just over the outstretched arms of Bruno Cardoso, and the Rowdies lead 1-0. And into the 80th minute now, PC with the shot from long range. But Matt Pickens able to go down strong to his right, keeps the Strikers behind, and then finally in stoppage time, the Strikers with the free kick. Headed on target, but Pickens comes up with another huge save, and the Rowdies got something they needed desperately, a 1-0 victory in the Coastal Cup against the Strikers. Lee and Heather, back to you.
Yeah, great game down there in Fort Lauderdale. And interesting that this year the Rowdies center backs have been some of their best scorers.
Yeah, certainly. Tam McCandawiri getting involved in one of the other goals, and then Collins on that one. So it has been fantastic. Pickens has been a big part of it, too, because the goal scoring hasn't been coming in big bits this year. Maybe they'll break out tonight.
Hopefully. We have to step away, but when we come back, we'll get to know Rowdies midfielder and Oklahoma City native Justin Chavez. Stick around, there's a lot more Rowdies pregame show after the break.
This modern world is always moving forward. At C1 Bank, we believe in doing our part by providing world-class products and hometown services to the families and businesses that we serve. One account, one loan, one dream, one client at a time. C1 Bank. Clients first, community first.
The Rowdies are back.
Christoph into Guerra, he's got some space, one goal!
It's a night of fun for the entire family at Al Lang Stadium in downtown St. Petersburg.
Shot, save, Pickens!
Chant and cheer with the mob for the most exciting 90 minutes of your week.
Back to Espinal! Shot, goal!
Call now or visit rowdysoccer.com to get your tickets today.
Come on, you Rowdies!
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we have a taste for adventure because the only way to know how good something can be is to go for it. Try our veggie smoothies, Island Green, made with spinach, kale, pineapple, banana, and mango. And Caribbean Seaburst with carrots, mango, banana, orange, and goji. Adventure begins with never knowing until you try, but always expecting something great. Go for a veggie smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
We got the sun. We got today. We got the sun. Jumping. Got it right through the night. Got it dialed in. It's just you and me in a perfect day.
Sundial, the place to shop and dine in downtown St. Petersburg.
Some fans out in Tampa Bay wearing their Rowdies gear out on that boat enjoying this lovely day. before kickoff here at Allang Stadium, where the players are warming up, getting all ready to take on Rayo OKC tonight in the NASL spring season. Welcome back to our pregame show, everybody. Kickoff between the Rowdies and Rayo OKC is just around the corner here at Allang Stadium. I'm Heather Donnelly, this is Lee Godfrey, and you're watching the Rowdies pregame show on Bright House Sports Network. It's a beautiful night in St. Petersburg tonight, a little bit warm, but the skies are clear. Let's check in with Bay News 9 meteorologist Josh Linker for a look at tonight's forecast.
Good evening, Rowdies fans, and welcome to beautiful downtown St. Petersburg. From Bay News 9, the home of Klystron 9, I'm meteorologist Josh Linker. And a cold front moved through the area today, so it's clearing out there this evening. It's warm, but a little bit more comfortable, with an overnight low down to 72, and then tomorrow a warm day, but dry, mostly sunny, 89 degrees. Stay up to date on the weather conditions throughout the game by taking a look at Bay News 9 Plus app. It is absolutely the best. Let's go Rowdies and enjoy the game.
Thanks, Josh. Now it's time for our social media segment, where we answer questions that you've asked on social media throughout the week. You can tweet us your questions at Tampa Bay Rowdies or ask on Facebook or Instagram, and we'll choose a couple to answer on the show. The first one comes from Instagram from Austin Black 9, and he asks, how much have the Rowdies improved since last year?
Well, Austin, a great question. I really think there's been some wholesale changes in the club from the back right to the front. In the back with Collins on the defensive line. You look at the midfield with Nanshoff and obviously Joe Cole coming to the fold now, Eric Avila, Al Hassan, and then up top Danny Mwanga and Tommy Heineman are two big players that have really helped as far as the strike force in this team. So all in all, it's just going to take time for them to all be able to gel together and get used to playing together, but they have improved definitely.
Yeah, and I'll just have to say, based on that win on the road at Fort Lauderdale, that was their first road win in over a year. So that just shows a lot of maturity and fight that this team this year has, as opposed to last year. Our next question comes from Twitter. Kbon Gallardo asks, will Joe Cole be playing tonight?
Yeah, absolutely he's going to be playing tonight, but you did hear Stuart Campbell say we'll have to see how far he can actually go. It's been a long week for Joe. He flew in from London, and he did get 2 days of training, and a little bit of jet lag probably, and as well adjusting to the Florida temperatures is going to be a big thing for Cole. So we'll have to see how many minutes he does get in tonight. I see him getting in at least 60 tonight for sure.
All right, and the next question comes from Instagram. A fan asks, what position will Joe Cole play? We know he's a midfielder, but how will he fit in with the Rowdies?
Yeah, he's going to play in that central midfield position in along Wangera, and he will have that ability to move back and forth if he wants, as Stuart Campbell said, but they're looking for his precision passing. He's great setting up players up top, but if he has that space and has an ability to take a run, he is allowed to do that too. So that's where he's going to be playing.
All right, well, the Rowdies take on Rayo OKC tonight, as we know, but they won't play them on the road until the fall season. One player who's particularly looking forward to that trip in July is midfielder Justin Chavez, because the Oklahoma City native will have the chance to play in his hometown. We sat down with Chavez to talk family, career, and growing up in the Sooner State.
Soccer is really big in Oklahoma City. I started playing soccer when I was 4. I was very, very bad at it. I was horrible. My brother was like the all-star. My dad literally told me, he said, I'm not putting money into him in soccer. And my mom said, as long as my brother's playing, he's gonna play. That's why I'm so competitive, because I'm always trying to be like my brother, always trying to beat him in everything he does. I wanted them to see me play college soccer, and Tulsa was close to home, and I'm a very family person, and it was awesome. So like my parents, it was like an hour-and-a-half drive, and they were there at every single game.
Chavo and I have known each other for 3 years now. We played together in Fort Lauderdale.
I was ecstatic that I was playing for the Fort Lauderdale Strikers, but I was away from my parents probably the longest I ever been, because even in college, I would drive back and forth on the weekends and stuff. It was tough, but I mean, it's part of being an adult. You start growing up, start doing your own things. But every day I still talk to my parents and my brother. Darnell was one of the first guys that, we just started talking to me. He started talking to me, we started bonding, we started hanging out.
Great friendship, great teammate. It's more like a brother.
And then just like that, we just kept sticking it together for those 3 years, a little over 3 years. And until this day, he still keeps following me around.
We live in the same complex now, so we'll go on our kayak adventures. We'll have dinner together. We'll play cards. So it makes life easier, to have like your brother come with you to the next spot. From his family, I know his brother, his mother, and everybody. Like when we used to go to San Antonio, you'd see them all there, and they go out to dinner, and we go say what's up to them. And very, very heartwarming family. They're all great people.
Every time we went down there, Even if I was there or wasn't there, they would make the trip just to see the Rowdies play and be supportive. My mother was diagnosed with breast cancer summer of 2013, I believe. Yeah, it was a big life changer for me. People always talk about, oh, I don't have the newest shoes, I don't have the newest cleats, blah, blah. I'm just grateful to have my health and all that. And that's very important to me now, is just health, family, and just being around them as much as I can.
He's a simple guy, and that's, I think for any person, makes life a lot easier when you just simplify everything. Does his job, here in the stadium or anywhere else, and goes home and takes care of himself and thinks about his family and himself.
I like keeping to myself. I don't like sympathy and stuff like that. I just like keeping everything to myself. But it's good to get other people around to help you out through the process.
We've been through the good, the bad, and the ugly.
I'm there for him all the time, just as much as he is for me.
My mom's doing excellent. She's 98% clear, and she's living life right now. I will always have something to do with Oklahoma City. If it's even with soccer, if I just have a house there or something.
He talks a lot about it. I've never been personally, but he's very prideful for where he comes from.
We're just around the corner from kickoff, so when we come back, we'll wrap up our Rowdies pregame show and preview tonight's match against Rayo OKC.
At St. Anthony's, we're not just a hospital.
We're St. Pete's newest emergency center with all private rooms for your comfort.
We are a comprehensive breast center, giving you care and compassion when you need it most.
We're your neighborhood family physician, and we're here to take care of you.
We're a healthcare team striving to make your visit easy and comfortable.
At St. Anthony's, we're your connection to exceptional care.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
Welcome back to our Rowdies pregame show. We're coming to you from Al Lang Stadium in downtown St. Petersburg, where tonight the Rowdies host NASL newcomers Rayo OKC. Earlier tonight, Mike Pepper caught up with Rayo OKC head coach Alan Marcina. Let's hear what he had to say heading into tonight's match.
Thanks, Heather and Lee. Coach, 2-0 in the state of Florida, and you come down here and you get to play a Rowdies team. It's a tough task, but what do you have to do to keep that success you've had in Florida going?
Well, Tampa obviously is a first-class organization. They have a very talented and deep squad, very well coached, so we know it's going to be a stern test for us. But we're confident. We've had good luck on the road against a couple strong teams, and we're hopeful that that continues.
And a couple of victories as well when you have that going, and in an expansion year too. Early on, just 5 games into it, how do you feel your team's progressing in this expansion season?
Yeah, we've got a lot of work ahead of us. We're very pleased with the progress we're making, both on and off the field. But we've got a lot of opportunity to continue to grow and get better, and but we're liking where we're at.
Coach, I appreciate your time, and thank you, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Lee, Heather, back to you.
Thanks, Mike. And now here's our Rowdies versus Rayo OKC match preview, sponsored by West Coast Insurance.
Heather, they are an expansion team, so they've never met before, but so far Rayo OKC with some great success in Florida, beating Jacksonville and Fort Lauderdale. And the head coach, as you know him before, as the San Antonio Scorpions now folded, former head coach, and he's built quite a strong team in his first year.
Now let's take a look at a few players to keep an eye on during tonight's match.
All right, let's start with Rayo OKC and Michel. What a great addition to Rayo OKC. The Brazilian leads the team with 3 goals. Spent the last 2 seasons with FC Dallas in Major League Soccer, scoring 12 goals in 74 appearances. Very strong defensively as well. Richard Menjivar, the former member of the Tampa Bay Rowdies, solid addition to their midfield and striking force. The El Salvador international made 13 appearances, scoring 1 goal for the Rowdies. How about this guy, of course, for your Rowdies? Joe Cole, a massive addition to the Tampa Bay Rowdies with his experience with 3 championships in the Premier League with Chelsea, also West Ham, Aston Villa, and Liverpool. A naturally gifted player will help setting up for the Rowdies. Zach Portillos returns to the starting 11 tonight, his 3rd start at left back, and he'll bring a lot of calm and coolness to that back line as well. He'll be able to race up and down the flanks and get in offensively. And Danny Mwanga getting his first start of the season. Tommy Heineman will be on the bench. The big man will be looking for those balls from Joe Cole, looking for his first goal as a member of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
So Stuart Campbell making a change there up top. What do you think about giving Danny Mwanga the start tonight?
I think Tommy Heineman has been good in his games. He scored 1 goal for the Rowdies. He's had plenty of opportunities, and you did see in those highlights against Fort Lauderdale, the balls are coming to him. He's just probably getting a little bit frustrated with himself and not being able to finish. And then on the other side of it, Danny Mwanga, Stuart Campbell had said during training in the last week that he deserves it. He's been working his butt off, and that he deserves the start to see what he can do up top. And it'll be very interesting to see that linkage between himself and Joe Cole.
Yeah, all eyes will be on Joe Cole tonight. What do you hope to see out of him? What do you expect to see from him on the field tonight?
Well, I hope they don't put too much pressure on him with the big week that he has had coming over with jet lag and the heat. That's something that he's probably really never experienced, possibly in the World Cup in South Africa as a member of England's national team. But other than that, I think that look for his crafty play. It's going to be his soccer mind right now as he adjusts, because his legs might be a little bit heavy, but he's great first touch, can send in beautiful passes, and like I said, if he has the space, head coach Campbell has given him the go-ahead to have a run if he thinks that he can make something happen. So it's going to be very exciting to see how Joe Cole performs tonight.
Yeah, performing against Rayo OKC, a team that's been very good on the road so far this season. What challenges do you think that they'll present to the Rowdies? I
think obviously they're scoring. They've been able to score goals early in this year, and they do have some talented players in the former U.S. national team player Robbie Finley, Ryan Johnson, who played for Toronto FC, and of course the Greek legend in Georgios Samaras, who's played in World Cups and Euros. He will be on the bench tonight if they can't get anything going. All
right, well, we're going to go enjoy our tropical smoothies before kickoff. That wraps up tonight's pregame show. For Mike Pepper, Lee Godfrey, and our entire broadcast team, I'm Heather Donnelly. Thanks for watching. Rowdies versus Rayo OKC is up next.
Taste the feeling.
Florida Print Solutions is St. Petersburg's leader for the best quality, service, marketing, and printing solutions for your business, always with free pickup and delivery. At Florida Print Solutions, we stand for our community. Superior product quality, effective business solutions, and of